That's why ranked choice voting is so important, because it opens up opportunities for everyone, especially in rooms that look like this, to exercise our vote and to exercise our access to power.
Tuesday evening at East Boston's Maverick Landing Community Services, voters are learning more about an election issue that may soon be as important for them as any there is: ranked choice voting.
Ranked choice voting is a very equitable approach to voting because it provides the residents or the citizens with more opportunity to choose a candidate of their liking. Obviously, they have their first choice, which is the person that is of their first preference, but then they're able to also choose a second person or a third choice, depending on how many candidates they are, which is just opens up a doors of opportunity to who gets elected. And I think it adds more consensus in the community as well.
Lead organization Ranked Choice Boston is slowly building steam through partnerships with fellow voting rights groups and Boston City councilors, and they're on a mission to reveal the shortcomings of our current two-candidate system.
Well, you don't have to choose the lesser of two evils. You actually get to choose the person who you like the most, and it's not a wasted vote anymore. And another thing I think about for why it's more equitable is if you're thinking about historically marginalized communities, if they're looking for a candidate that best represents their interests, they can choose maybe their first pick or their second pick. And if they have two candidates from that area, they're not going to split the vote anymore. Because if maybe you don't get the first one from that community, maybe you can get the second one or the third or the fourth. And someone who maybe doesn't represent their interests best isn't going to come in and win with only 45% of the vote.
I think when people start thinking about elected officials and political systems, it's hard to feel like your vote matters sometimes, because you can cast a vote for someone who doesn't have a chance of winning, given the nature of politics today. But through ranked choice voting, people can cast their votes, and more people can cast their votes for individuals that they believe in and they feel are going to make a difference. And when you see the outcomes, you have a more diverse set of candidates who are getting elected to office, and that really inspires people's involvement and engagement in the political system.
With ranked choice voting, candidates have more of an incentive to reach out to a broader range of voters, creating more issue-based campaigning. The measure also reduces the likelihood of a spoiler candidate influencing the election outcome by splitting the vote.
I support ranked choice voting because of my story of someone who grew up poor, someone who grew up in public housing, and not feeling like there was elected officials who represented me. Ranked choice voting gives the opportunity for people who look like me, who grew up in similar situations like me, the opportunity to run for office and not have to experience some of the same barriers that everyone has to experience. This gives a fair shot for with people with less money, with less political experience, but who truly want to represent their community, right?
Ranked choice voting is a more equitable way to do elections for voters, because when they can rank multiple candidates instead of just picking one, it ensures that voters can always feel confident voting for their favorite candidate, no matter how new they are, no matter how much money they raised, because your vote will still count towards your next choice if your favorite can't make it.
Ranked choice voting heads first to Boston City Council for approval before moving to the State House. If passed, we could see ranked choice voting by the next mayoral election.